The fifth and final day of the Volta Algarve 2025 was the combination of what is normally a big part of the race, the time trial, and another huge part of the event, the ALTO do MALHAO, the famous climb that normally is the final climb on this race. They combine both for the first time ever this year with a 19.6 kilometre time trial, leaving Salir heading up the road, undulating left and right, a few long straights as well, and then an attempt to take time. Once that time was taken, the second part of the flat section on the way to the foot of the final climb, which would be just over 2 kilometres, gradients in double digits for much of the ALTO do MALHAO. A really tough thing to take on. GC was going to be a big fight, but there's also a fight for the stage. Early leader Shaw was beaten by Soudal-QuickStep, and then Van Aert, who looked absolutely brilliant, if not nailed on for the win. It was going to be hard to beat the Belgian's time, looking for win number 50 as a pro on the road, and a first time trial victory in 18 months. He sat waiting as the rest of the stars were on the way. Antonio Tiberi hadn't had the greatest of weeks, but he put in a brilliant time trial. He moved up into second place. Then it was time for Primož Roglič, Jonas Vingegaard and the rest. Roglič starting at 23 seconds down from Kristen, the leader, Vingegaard at 20 seconds. Could Kristen hold on for a first ever stage race win as a pro? He had a 4-second lead over his teammate Almeida. It was tight in the top 10. Max Schachmann was racing brilliantly as well. Almeida doing okay. Vingegaard, well, he was flying. Down on his teammate Wout van Aert at the second time check, but he was approaching his favoured part, the climb to the finish. No bike change for Vingegaard. Roglič did manage to outperform Vingegaard on the climb, but he was much slower over the flatter selections. In the end, coming well down on Van Aert. Work to do as he goes to the Giro. Vingegaard paced his effort beautifully though from start to finish, including those flatter sections. And the clock was green as he turned the final corner in towards the finish line. His teammates time to be beaten, looking up as he did just that. 11 seconds quicker, Jonas Vingegaard replacing Van Aert in the hot seat. Would it be enough to take the overall general classification win? The early signs were that it wasn't going to be that tight. Almeida was hanging on to the podium. As was Laurens de Plus. Starting a little later than Almeida, despite having started the day in third place, but the organisers not wanting two UAE riders in at the end. De Plus riding brilliantly as well to stay on the overall podium. A man who would drop off it though would be Jan Kristen. Despite confusion with the timing and some poor commentary maths on the day, Jan Kristen was well off it. 1 minute and 17 seconds down and dropping down on the GC, meaning that Jonas Vingegaard would be confirmed as the overall general classification winner. Kristen dropping from 1st to 10th overall. So a handshake, delight, and Visma Lease a Bike really starting their season in Europe properly. Jonas Vingegaard winning the stage ahead of Wout van Aert, a 1-2 for the Killer Bees, and a yellow jersey for Jonas Vingegaard. His first stage race in 6 months, and already winning at the start of 2025. Almeida second, De Plus with a very credible third. Romain Grégoire fourth, one of the performances of the week too, and he would take the Best Young Riders prize. King of the Mountains at the end of the week going to Nicolas Tibani. And the points classification won by Stage 3 winner Jordi Meus. A big week in the Algarve, ending with a Vingegaard victory.